Hi there, science fans. Welcome to another episode of Science and Other Stuff for Senior Citizens. My name is Dan Casciano. If you like these COVID-19 videos, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to be informed of future videos. In today's video, I update the progress of several vaccines being developed in this country and the UK. Before reporting on the status of several vaccines, I thought I would review how the COVID-19 virus infects the human respiratory tract cells. The cartoon on the left is a structural representation of the coronavirus. On the outer surface of the virus, there are the so-called spike proteins that are associated with the viral membrane and envelope. The instructional apparatus, that is, the RNA genome, is located within the virus. The cartoon on the right depicts the route by which the virus gains entry into the host cell and starts the process of making many more viruses to infect other host cells as well as infecting other individuals. Most of the vaccines being developed are targeted to that initial step where the virus attaches to the host cell via the ACE2 membrane receptor. What is a vaccine? A vaccine is a type of medicine that trains the body's immune system so that it can fight a disease it has never seen before. Vaccines are designed to prevent disease rather than treat disease once you have caught it. Vaccines are usually proteins or small pieces of proteins called peptides. Many of the vaccines I will be updating are protein or peptide based. However, one of the leading candidates to prevent COVID infection is another molecule called the nucleic acid. In the present case, the nucleic acid is an RNA molecule called messenger RNA. In the cartoon on the left, the structures used to produce the vaccine are usually inactivated or dead virus or proteins or peptides that resemble the virus spike protein. The idea is to encourage our immune system to form antibodies that recognize that part of the virus used to gain entry into the host cell. By doing so, the antibody prevents the virus spike protein from attaching to the ACE2 membrane receptor of the respiratory cell and prevents the host from being infected and suffering the viral disease. Because of the way the immune system responds to foreign invasion, memory cells also are produced that can fight future infections by the virus. The cartoon on the right shows a new vaccine technology, in this case, RNA vaccine technology. Here, a small piece of RNA that contains the molecular instructions to make a piece of the spike protein is absorbed into the host cell. The cell that is targeted is one of the human immune system called an antigen-presenting cell. The invading messenger RNA then utilizes the cell's protein synthesizing machinery to make a piece of the viral protein that then initiates the cascade of cellular events that leads to the production of an antibody that inactivates the COVID-19 virus. This new technology has not been previously used. It has the potential to become a powerful tool in our toolbox to fight invading pathogens because it is easier to produce than present-day vaccines and in itself may not act as an antigen. If you are interested in a more in-depth molecular explanation on how vaccines are made, leave me a comment and I'll make a video describing the process. This slide indicates the progress of the vaccines being produced around the world. Not listed here are the 88 vaccines that are in preclinical studies. In preclinical studies, scientists test new vaccines in cells and in animals to determine if it produces an immune response. In Phase 1 human safety trials, there are 35 vaccines given to a small number of people to determine the dose and safety as well as to confirm that they stimulate the immune system. There are 14 vaccines in Phase 2 human trials where the vaccine is given to hundreds of people, representing a diverse group to further test the vaccine's safety and ability to stimulate the immune system. There are 11 vaccines in Phase 3 human trials where scientists give the vaccine to thousands of people, and this trial is designed to determine if the vaccine protects against coronavirus. The Phase 3 trials are large enough to determine if the vaccine induces relatively rare side effects that might be missed in earlier studies. China and Russia have approved 6 vaccines without waiting for the results of Phase 3 studies. Experts say the rush process has serious risks. At present, there are no vaccines approved for general use in the United States. The Moderna NIH collaboration is developing the RNA vaccine mentioned in the previous slide. The vaccine progressed into phase 3 human testing at the end of July, and in October they reported finishing recruiting 30,000 participants in the study, including 7,000 people 65 years or older. They suggest that they may be able to apply for emergency use authorization by the end of 2020. Pfizer has entered into a collaboration with several companies to develop an mRNA vaccine, which will be given in 2 doses. In May, they launched a combined phase 1, phase 2 trial on 2 versions of the vaccine. At the end of July, they recruited 30,000 volunteers and initiated a combined phase 2, phase 3 trial with one of the versions that produced fewer side effects. Johnson & Johnson developed the vaccine using an inactive virus. In the spring, they showed that it provided protection to monkeys, allowing them to launch a combined phase 1, phase 2 human trial in July. They then started a phase 3 trial with up to 60,000 participants in September. In the middle of October, J&J announced it put the trial on pause to investigate an adverse reaction in a volunteer. 11 days later, they resumed the trial and expect to get results by the end of 2020. AstraZeneca developed the vaccine with an inactive virus, and a study in monkeys found that the vaccine protected the animals from coronavirus. In a combined phase 1, phase 2 human trial, they found that the vaccine raised antibodies against coronavirus in the absence of side effects. Combined phase 2, phase 3 human trials were started in England and India, as well as phase 3 trials in Brazil, Africa, and the United States. In the beginning of September, AstraZeneca halted global trials for a week because of an adverse event. The trials then were restarted in all countries except the U.S. No further news has been reported regarding the resumed trials. Novavax is making an inactive protein vaccine. The company reported promising results in preliminary studies in monkeys and humans and launched a phase 2 study in August. This phase 2 study was designed to measure efficacy as well as safety. A phase 3 trial with 15,000 volunteers was started in September in the UK, and with a larger study in the US to begin by the end of November. They project delivery of 100 million doses of vaccine for use in the US by the first quarter of 2021. This slide shows the viral caseloads from March to the end of October in the U.S. Sadly, more than 500,000 cases have been reported in the last week of October, while we have been averaging 1,000 deaths a day from August until now. This is not good news, and indicates how poorly our country is doing in its attempt to contain and eradicate the virus. At the time of this report, more than 250,000 Americans have died from COVID-19. The caseload and death toll from the virus is the result of inadequate government policy and human behavior. This is especially depressing because we know how to slow down the spread of the virus that will eventuate in the decrease in deaths. This slide indicates recommendation by the CDC to combat that spread in the absence of a vaccine. Washing of hands, socially distancing, avoiding indoor and outdoor crowds, and properly wearing a mask are proven methods that will inhibit or slow down our country's trajectory into a viral abyss. For more information about science, visit my website at www.dcasciano.com. If you have any questions or would like me to develop a video on a specific science subject, leave them in the comments section below or email me at dan@dcasciano.com. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be informed when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching Science and Other Stuff for Senior Citizens. Bye.